Namaste, yogis. Yogi Tim here. Tuning in, tapping in, dialing in right here to you. Gonna give you a little workshop on leadership practices, 10 leadership practices. Yeah, and I'm Yogi Tim. I'm going to be your humble host, your humble guide on this journey of how to lead a group. So that's a very important thing, to be able to know how to lead a group. So my background is I've been a Reiki master and practitioner of Reiki and healing and meditation groups, fun stuff like that for the better part of 20 years, and been a yogi for the better part of that as well, 17, 18 years as a practicing yogi. So really cool to be able to have a little workshop on leadership. How do you lead something, or lead a group, or lead a practice? And it's such a great thing to know about and to listen to and study. So this one we're going to go over 10 leadership practices. So the first leadership practice is presence. Practicing presence. Sounds simple, right? Just to be here. That's also a trick, or sorry, a part of a charisma technique, is to be present, to be so here that even your thoughts of, oh, what am I going to say next? What if I'm not sure what to do with the information I received by hearing or by sight? Being present with someone or a group, connecting to the energy of each yogi in the group, one way or another, verbally, through gaze, through energy, instruction, whatever it is, having that presence, that warmth. And that leads us into going into part two. Thing two here is rapport, likability, which is very important. You want to have a connection with your students or your group, whoever you're leading. We'll speak from the school of yogic thought. You want to be able to connect with each of your students in a unique way, that they can feel your presence, your light, and your encouragement to practice sincerely, to connect deeper with themselves, and to be able to feel that trust and that safety within you by building that rapport. Now, one of the ways that you can build rapport is by being real. So not being the yogi that just teaches all the perfect things that you should do, but also sharing parts of yourself that are less than perfect, and the challenges that you've gone through to be who you are today, and to use the techniques. How did you use your techniques, to get to where you are today? So a real yogi, to be real, to be connective, to be present, build that rapport, show them you're real, that you can have, you're not just a regurgitating, channeling head, which is nice when you're leading as well, so that, there's no segregation of humanity from the leader to the participant. We're all the same, because we're all teaching and learning all at the same time. Pretty neat. So likability, connect with them, compliment them is a nice thing. Sincerely, though, of course, right? Sincere compliments only. Like if you feel it, that they're wearing a shirt that you think is pleasing or enjoyable, or something that maybe you would wear, just have a nice compliment about their shirt, and help bring a little smile to their face. Such a beautiful thing to be able to do while connecting. And when you're doing modification coaching through your practice, that's a great way to connect as well. As you notice that one student may need some modification, and just offering that to the group is a way that they can feel connected to you, that you're present with them, that you care. And that's it's important. From the heart, from love. Leadership comes from the heart, to be able to inspire people. To be able to inspire and motivate people is what a leader can do. So that's part two, likabilities. Part three of this one is focused on outcomes. So having your vision, what is your outcome for the group? So I'll bring it into context with a yoga class. Uh, what is your intention with your yoga class? What is your, we make that point in, or at least Jack, you've made that point and you brought that point home through your training, and I really appreciate that. Really solidifies it. That connection piece with your students is very important. So connecting with them and helping them see their outcomes, to be able to visualize with intent what your outcome is. What are you achieving here by your practice? And the same goes for the leader. So for example, for myself, when I teach a class, before the class, I take some time in meditation and I visualize feeling amazing while teaching this class. I'm not going into super specific details. You can do that with your visualization if that's your technique and your flow. I say teach your own, follow your own flow with this. So, which is very nice. So that's a great thing. Set your intention out there, visualize your outcome, see yourself having a great class, and at the end of it that you feel amazing, smile on your face, everybody's glowing, smile on their face. There's been some lessons learned, some breakthroughs, some sweet moments, some peace, some love, some connection, some gratitude, high vibes, things that you're going to share. So having that outcome, visualization, very important. Strong technique is visualize, 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 but feel the visualization too, right? Your emotions are your compass, they're your guide. So visualizing and feeling those visualizations, that's the money shot. Hang on to it for longer than 30 seconds, of course, as well. Oh, maybe I should say that. Not just of course, not everybody knows that. It takes a good 30 seconds. It's less than 30 seconds, but I rounded up just to be sure, because everybody's different. 30 seconds to be able to hold a train of thought or emotion. Bam. Really nice. So that on the outcome is going to help manifest it. And your yogi, yes, you over there on the other side of the screen, you are a yogi, and I see your love and your light, and that is something that you're going to share through that outcome, is your passion for that. And we'll probably get more into that in the later ones, so I don't want to go too far. Anyways, so there we go. Take a moment, sit with that little bit of information. We've gone through 3 so far. Nice little casual talk on leadership qualities. Hydration is important as well. That's always good to do. You know what? Let's do a little bit of a physiology shift. We can do it from seated, or you can do it from standing, whichever your choice is. We're going to do some shoulder breath. So inhaling up, grabbing the energy, exhale, pull it down. And as you do, bring in all that beautiful energy you want. Happiness, peace, joy, love, all of it. Inhale up, exhale down. Nice smile on your face. Inhaling up, exhaling down, moving your blood, moving your energy, moving your prana. The brain is releasing happy chemicals right now. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, hold the arms up, hold the breath in. Exhale, release your arms down through your aura, back to your lap for a few moments. You can rest your eyes. Return your breathing back to a natural, organic state. Observe how you feel for a few moments. Take a few more breaths. When you're ready, flutter your eyes open. Rejoin me back in the space. There you are, beautiful, shiny. I love it. Physiology shifts, releasing those happy chemicals. Such a great thing to do as well when you're working with a group is get them to move a little bit. Stir up those brain chemicals. When you sit for so long, you can get stagnant, and it allows for kind of sticky energy to build. Great way to do it. So another thing that's great about type 4 for leadership qualities is having sensory acuity. So being able to look out into your room and read your audience. Who's engaged and who is not? Who is struggling? Who's on top of their game? Who can hear you? Who can't? Do you need to speak louder, more clearly? Do you need to be warmer, more inviting? Do you need to get more audience or participant participation somehow by cueing them, or slight hands-on adjustment, whatever you need to do? Or maybe in Savasana, doing a little bit of energy healing, or placing a pillow over their eyes, just something that really engages people while they're in. If you notice that they're out of the space, because even for myself, sometimes like this, you come as you are into yoga class, or at least that's how I do it, as I come as I am. And sometimes this thing doesn't like to behave itself, even though it looks like on the outside that everything is doing the yogi stuff it should be doing. But this in here is going monkey mind, searching for all the bananas. And so that's always a good thing to be able to recognize in others and help draw them back with your words and your inspiration as well, and making sure that they feel encouraged no matter where the experience level is. So reading that room, making sure everybody feels great. So again, back to that, what is top level here is connection. How do they feel? How do those people that you're leading feel about what you're doing? Do they trust you? Do they know they're safe with your commands and your instructions and your guidance and your the testimony of knowledge? So pretty cool there. Another number 5 here of top qualities is the ability to lead. So developing, and that's a skill. Being able to lead a group, being able to play a giant game of Simon Says confidently, to be present, to go back through that list of what's going on, to be able to read the room, to be able to have your outcome visualized, so that you know where you're pointing your ship in what direction and how to guide yourself successfully there. And as you're offering that warmth and likability and rapport, you're getting down to being able to have the ability to lead a group or a team. They'll trust you, they'll listen to you, they'll follow your guidance. There has been times in my earlier yogic careers of teaching and leading, where I'm more of an introverted, shy kind of, not shy, I guess wouldn't be the word. I'm an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. That I love being social, and I'm happy to be social and present and warm and all of these beautiful things. However, I really love my own yogic space of just being and meditating and practicing and writing and learning and growing, and that's where I really get my zest from. So leading a group has been a bit of a challenge to grow to that, to be that person that can successfully lead the group and captivate and really provide knowledge and philosophy and things to change and open and think about for expansion of perspective. And now I'm just kind of rambling on ability to lead. So getting people to follow you now. So now that you're dialed in and you're following me, I'm going to keep moving along. And number 6 is spontaneity. So being able to be on the fly, be able to roll with the punches, because nothing goes exactly as you've written out in the little schedule. I've tried, it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes things get forgotten, sometimes questions arise, sometimes things happen in the yoga class. For example, I was teaching at a yoga retreat this past summer, an outdoor yoga retreat, which was beautiful. I loved it. Such a great group of yogis that had joined in, and I was teaching a nice night yoga, a nice night yin yoga. Had the lights all just right, some candle lights, a little fire going as well. Nice night yin yoga, and not too far away, about 15 minutes into the yin practice, a next door neighbor or a vehicle down the road that was like a muscle car had started up, and it was just blah 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 while we're practicing yin yoga. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I just made a bit of a joke about um, finding the meditation in the sounds of the beautiful exhaust of that muscle car that somebody put lots of love and energy into, and you can meditate to the blub 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 sound in your posture. So it's just a nice way to go. Be spontaneous and not be like, oh, my class is ruined. They're over there making too much noise. I'm not able to teach anymore. So why bother? Shut the class down. Like throw a little tantrum. Just roll with it. If you can do that, then you can do anything in a class. So be able to be present again. Dial back in there. Be present. Be there. Don't let those fears of not being enough or not being able to have the right thing to say get in your mind, because that does happen. The fear of not being the best teacher, not having the wisest thing to say or make the most impact or draw so many people to you. So that's a good one. Spontaneity. Now here comes another one, is that I really, before I get into it, I want to say that I really appreciate you for sitting through this for so long and really just absorbing my energy and what I'm transmitting to you. And I just want to give you a strong acknowledgement and recognize you for taking this in and allowing these thoughts and philosophies and ideas to ruminate within you and give you a chance to measure them up against your own thoughts and beliefs, so that maybe it can give you some expansion in your perspective and your learning and bring about deeper and more beautiful qualities of life experience, as you are a next level creator. You are a yogi, you are a next level creator, you are conscious, you are aware. Wherever you are in your journey is absolutely perfect. So I want to acknowledge you for that. And that's number 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. So acknowledge people for their successes, acknowledge them for the positive commitments that they're putting into whatever you're doing. That's a beautiful posture. I really loved how you took that to the next level, even though I know that you came in tired this evening and you still were very present in your practice. Just acknowledging people for what they bring to the space and what they contribute. So gratitude, spread the gratitude, spread the love. As a yogi, lead from the heart. More love, more love, more love is always the answer. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, the next one's the fun one. So what happens when you get somebody that's being a little bit testy, that is challenging what you're saying, maybe struggling with the workshop. Maybe they're just struggling with, it could be something totally unrelated, where you could be a trigger to something in their past where they're just irritated by your presence. And this can not somehow, but sometimes happen, where you have these interactions, or maybe you don't vibe as well with certain people. So in your workshop, when you're leading the group, how do you deal with people that are naysayers on your side, like against you in a way, providing resistance? I went a really long way to describe that, but anyways, hope you got the message there. So what do you do? That's a very good question. What would you do? I would go back through my list, for one, because I would recognize that person, as I go back through my list, because I'm starting at 1, I'm being present in the space. So now I'm aware. So I know, as I'm there and fully dialed in and engaged, and I'm building rapport with people, so I know what the connection is like from person to person to person. I visualize my outcome, so I know how I want to feel, so I just have to navigate the rest of it. Now here's the fun one, is that reading the room. So there's that person that may be irritating or something to whatever you're doing and causing some sort of resistance. Well, that may be just a mirror of yourself anyways, causing resistance. So knowing that as well, that it can be a mirror of yourself causing resistance, and how can you smooth out those ripples in the pond. So reading the room is a good way to do it as well, and knowing ahead of time that these things are happening. So you'll see these things coming up. So that will help it as well. Just by knowing these things will help you circumvent the scenario and the situation as it before it arises. So it may not even come to any kind of a situation by being that person that's very present and very aware in the moment. Being the yogi that you are, the light and the love and peace and the joy and the happiness and the understanding that you bring to your leadership role, and that inspires people. It motivates them to be better and to do more and to want to be more passionate about what they're doing. If you're passionate, they're passionate. So if that doesn't work, listen. If you get beyond that and there's still a person there, listen to that person. Ask them questions. Be compassionate. Listen with love. Open your heart. Listen to what they have to say sincerely. Let them speak completely, and then let them know. Go back to that step of acknowledgement. And this is that spontaneous part, because these things happen spontaneously in a class. So going back to acknowledging them and their positive attributes that they bring to the class and to the group and to what you're doing, and how much that you appreciate what they're doing and the positive aspects of it. So connecting, that connection. How do you make them feel? How do you make them feel? And then it goes into the next one, which is awesome. Be the cheerleader. Praise them. Be the cheerleader. Be the positive silver lining surfer all the time in your group as much as possible. Because if you're the naysayer, that's not going to work because of this isn't going to work because of that, then the bubble gets burst and the balloon deflates and you're heading to the bottom of the ocean. There's not a lot of oxygen down there that humans can breathe. So lead the group with positive energy. Again, back to that outcomes. Visualize your outcome being amazing, that you're going to be transformative, you're going to be present, you're going to offer the best fucking possible experience for these people through your leadership, through your presence to them. Thank you again for sitting here, by the way, because we're almost done. Last one. It's a little longer than I think it's going to be. Yes. So we're going to close it off on number 10, which is, I think I've been doing it because I'm just so joyful about being able to connect with people, is incredible passion to learn and grow. So displaying your incredible passion to learn and grow. So about the topic. So with yoga, I love talking and teaching about yoga because it's something that I do daily. I do yoga practices every day. I do it in the morning. I do a spiritual practice when I get up. Before I go to sleep, I do a meditation of gratitude, reflecting upon those few moments that arise in me that I want to show gratitude and love for. Maybe a few thoughts about the next day, just to set up the mind and gear it so I can have a nice restful sleep. I do all kinds of yogic ways of being present in my day, just using my senses, dialing in, absorbing the happiness in the moment. So I love talking about yoga and how I incorporate it in my life and sharing it. So being the leader that's passionate in doing these things and sharing the benefits of it. And man, that's really another key to leadership. So to wrap this up, I want to just thank you for being here. For one, the biggest first one, I want to send you so much love and high vibes for being here. I want to thank the Happy Jack crew, Happy Jack, all of the wonderful team, the wonderful yogis in the community for making this possible. Doing this lesson, this workshop on, it's a casual discussion on leadership points, leadership qualities to be a more engaging and better leader. Practice these things, practice them, try them out, journal about them, And you can even write me. Just write me, find me on Facebook, Tim Welch or Yogi Tim on Facebook. Send me a message. Let me know how it goes for you just to do all these wonderful, beautiful techniques. So thank you for being here and shining your light. And I want you to take that with you as I just do a quick recap of what we've learned here today about the 10 qualities that have gone over of an exceptional leader. Presence, number 1, be present. Rapport, build that beautiful rapport with your participants. Make them feel your presence, relate to them. Visualize your outcome. That one should have probably come first. However, here it is, number 3. Visualize your outcome, the positive outcome of what you're doing. 4 is sensory acuity. So read the room, be aware, be with your presence, be aware of those people around you. How do they feel? Are they tuned in? Are they understanding? Do they hear you? Do they feel you? Number 5 is your ability to lead the team. So connecting, staying in there, dialed in, guide them, feeling that flow, keeping the plan, because there's got to be a plan of where you're leading them to, because you're creating this step by step for them, the experience. So as you're leading this, and then being open for number 6, which is spontaneity. So spontaneous interactions that happen, and as those happen and you're still giving praise and acknowledgement to the participants for being there and for putting in the effort and the commitment and the sincerity into their practice or whatever you're leading them through, which leads us into number 8, that if there happens to be any resistance from, after practicing all of this, being there for that person in the best way that you can to make it a nice, smooth, easy flow. They are a human being, after all, that just wants to be present and enjoy their life too. So helping them with that in the best way that you can as a leader. So that's part of a role. And then cheering them on. Be the cheerleader, number 9. Be the cheerleader. Rah, rah, rah. You can do it. You can do it. Do it as sincerely as you can. You are the best. You are unstoppable. Number 10, and lead with incredible, it's incredible passion to learn and grow. So I'm always learning and growing. This is a program right now of leadership, confidence, and voice. So there's all kinds of other tricks that you can use to be a great leader. There's 10 from me that I'm reciting for you, sharing with you. This is Yogi Tim. If you like what you hear, which I hope you do, connect with me. I would love to hear from you. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, find me on YouTube. I think I'm under Renegade Yogi Tim. I do a few classes a week and some one-on-ones as well. So like if you ever want to join in, there's a Karma Yoga Sunday Yin class, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just let me know if you want to join in and enjoy the chill, easy flowing yin vibes. So there's the recap from me. Thank you so much for joining. Journal about this. Share the light and love through your leading techniques. Again, I'm Yogi Tim, sending you all kinds of love. Namaste, yogis.